thought the concept was beautiful. It was haunting almost. And kind of just going through the different phases, and at least in the beginning, like not really knowing where the story was going, but I kind of liked that it wasn't like such a clear cut A plus B equals C. Like it wasn't such a clear cut story that you were going through, but I found myself really enjoying kind of discovering new things as it progressed and trying to piece together what the overall message was. I thought that it was beautifully filmed and that they really played with a lot of interesting things. They had a lot of like close-ups and like different moments that I thought were done really well, with her like taking off makeup and things like that, that I thought all kind of worked together to lend itself to this kind of dream state. And a lot of times when people are playing with concepts like this, where it's like kind of an alternate reality or other things, they often don't include little moments like that of like brushing teeth or whatever else. But for me personally, it really adds to the overall experience because I buy into whatever is going on a lot easier that way.
I thought this one was really well executed. It did really feel like a dream. The image, the visual quality of it, just it had that in it. Just felt that way, and it really helped set the tone for the piece. And then the cinematography, of course, is also layered in with that, which was also really great. There's just a lot of good framing of the shots here, a lot of great uses of color and lighting, and even in post production for sure, the color grading on this one is just really well done. Just all comes together as just this highly polished piece that also still feels very grounded in reality, despite being a sort of dream sequencing. It's really well balanced. It's definitely worth checking
I know I became invested in this character and wanted to know more about her. I liked being able to see her in different spaces. I think that worked really well. We got to see like different insights of how she is in different places and different spaces around the world. The flashback cuts work really well to tell a story. We see her like become like her, like the younger version of herself, and you know that lets us know that this is clearly something that has been important to her and that has touched her for so many years. The actor, I think, did an absolutely fantastic job evoking emotion with her face instead of having to use dialogue. And I think that was a very powerful trait to have as an actor and in a film. And the ending was very deep, seeing her in a wheelchair. And it was a very powerful storytelling technique because we didn't have to visually see what happened to know what happened. So yeah, I think this film was very strong and I really enjoyed it.
Interesting as a concept. I enjoyed her sort of exploring the world and the different scenes, and I found myself curious about who the character was and what her story was. A very surprised ending at the end, so I liked how that suspense was created, especially with the empty shot of the bridge. And at the end, I found myself having all of these questions about the character and her life, and how like we got from the beginning scene to the closing scene and like what happened. And I thought it was really interesting how that was captured in the film and the way that it was shot at the end.
And what a poetic, gorgeous film. I love the soaring classical music throughout, the violin, the gramophone, and the story of reminiscence, memories of tragedy, of attempted suicide, of past voices, the close-ups of eyes, hands, mirrors. The cinematography is really well done. I love the reversal of the cars and the pouring of the water and coming in and out of the glass. It was very, very clever. And the flashbacks are excellent. Very mystical film. Great reveal at the end. Well done.
Greatest violin melody, and it is very intense and striking. I love the editing technique. That person is very skillful. I thought it was an amazing plot as well, and all paired with the Max Richter music, which is great. It was lovely film to watch.
The actress really just carries it, puts it over the top. You know what I mean? Like, this is an extremely hard story to tell. It's very complex, and it's very, there's a lot of nooks and crannies to this. I feel like only this director could tell this piece.
It really has a impactful ending. I mean, depending on your interpretation, I certainly took it a very specific way, about an attempted suicide that results in not the freedom that those who feel suicidal believe the action of enacting their own death will bring them, but it brings a freedom of further physical entrapment in this world, which really just leaves the viewer with such a haunting sense of discontent. A reminder to value life and to be careful of what we think we want, because of course we never know what the outcome will be. It's really, again, not to repeat myself, but really quite haunting, and is acted beautifully by the lead actress. Her eyes emote so much throughout, and most certainly in the final shot as she's smoking her cigarette. The music is intense and building as the plot progresses, as it rightfully should, and really adds to the atmosphere of the piece overall. It's a very powerful piece.